Gagan, ever tasted wines from Alicante?
Yeah.
The grape.
Yeah.
What about Semillon Rouge?
Well, semi or white, yes. Rouge, does that even exist?
Langon. Have you tasted Langon grapes?
Are you just making it up?
Merle Petit.
Meh. What's the point?
How about the Médoc Noir?
Sir, what's the point?
These are all names for Merlot, or as it was known back in the day, Merlot.
Yeah, potato, same stuff. But if in case that's what it is, then yes, I've tasted Merlot. Or rather, all of these names that you just mentioned. Actually, it's really hard not to find a Merlot. It's in every country, every restaurant, every wine list.
1990, it was the 5th most planted grape in the world, and come to 2010, and it became the 2nd most planted after Cabernet Sauvignon. And that's not bad for a grape that's been around since the 1st century AD.
Well, there's very understandable reasons why it has survived that long. You know, it grows rather easily. They're very hardy plants, not very difficult to manage, and they make rather simple, drinkable wines.
Absolutely. But remember, the word Merlot comes up only in the 18th century. Before that, all sorts of funny names persisted.
What's with your names today?
Anyways, the point being that the common origin is the word merle, which means the blackbird in a local dialect, a dialect that's so old that it was existing even before France became a nation.
When did that happen?
What happened?
France, nation.
1789. But let's get back.
But I'm not going to talk about it. You're the country's first French certified sommelier and all that. You do all the telling today.
Well, the Merlot is a cross of Cabernet Franc and a relatively unknown grape called the Madeleine Noire de Charente.
And do it again.
Do what again?
The Madeleine.
Cabernet Franc and Madeleine Noire de Charente.
Right. And from the same parentage came Cabernet Sauvignon, Carmenet, Malbec. And I think that's the reason why all of this family of 5 stays together. Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Carmenet, Malbec. That's the beautiful 5 of Bordeaux.
Absolutely. And it was a happy story till 1956, with me in dates. Then the deadly frost came, and Merlot, Malbec, and Carmenet were especially devastated. Winemakers tried to replant it, but for many years they could not, either because of rot and disease. And in 1970, the French government put a ban on it. But they had to revive the ban in 75. And Merlot did come back, but Malbec and Carmenet never won their lost land back.
All right, I know there's more to Merlot in France, like Margaux, Saint-Émilion, Pauillac, even Languedoc, thanks to the Americans. But what about the other parts of the world?
US to Australia, everyone jumped on the Merlot wagon. And through the 80s, it was Merlot everywhere.
Because some people call it the Merlot mania.
Yeah, right? The Italians had their super Tuscans like Macetta and CIP, Bordeaux had Petrus. Chile was making mono-varietal Merlots, but they were all blended with Carmenet. And there was Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, everybody was making it.
So basically, you name it and the country had it. The winemakers couldn't stop making it. And of course, we as consumers couldn't stop drinking.
Yep, and it works. Easy to grow, very easy to drink, and furthermore, easy to pronounce.
What climate, what profile of flavors are you looking for?
So here's a cheat code. Merlot is M, so M for moderate. So everything in Merlot is going to be moderate. Okay, it's going to sit in the middle of the scale. It's moderate climate with its thin skin that works.
Yeah.
Also means moderate color, acidity, tannins. It produces moderate amounts of alcohol for the flavor in the body. It's neither like a Pinot very light, nor like a Cab or Shiraz very heavy.
Right.
And even with oak, it likes moderate amounts of oak and it matures fairly quickly.
Right. So you're looking at pleasing flavors of cherries and plums and raspberries and strawberries. And it develops, I mean, from what I know, develops rather good earthiness and picks up some good sweet spices from French oak, which it prefers anyway.
It can be simple, it can be complicated, it can be light and easy, it can be muscular and weighty, but Merlot is tricky, right?
Right.
And what about India? Because I know you've been there recently and you've done the Merlot tour there.
Yeah, I don't think it worked in India as well, probably because of its susceptibility to rot and mildew. It's very location oriented. So I don't think it did, did commensurately produce that quality versus the effort that it required. But having said that, if there was one Merlot from India that I wanted to put my buck on, it would definitely be Rivello's Merlot. They have everything right about it, and under 700 rupees a bottle, absolutely spot on.
Sounds good. So are we ready to taste now?
Yeah, ready to
so
taste.
I have options. We can either do a show horse, which is one of those fantastic, fabulous wines that really show well in blind tastings, or we can do a workhorse, a reliable, everyday drinking wine.
We don't believe in showing off, so we're going to do a rather simple Merlot, which is the Emiana Merlot from Chile.
And it's available in every.
Yeah. But if you were to get show horses, what would you get?
Well, if I talk about show horses, you think about the Petaluma, Coonawarra Merlot, the Castello di Ama, Esk Valley in New Zealand has a gimlet gravel,
Right.
Greenlust Merlot. I think these are some impressive wines. And that's just one side of the world.
Right.
And then you've got others, I'm sure.
Yeah, in the West, in California, you have the beautiful Duckhorn Creek, the Stag's Leap, the famous Stag's Leap. But if you go to Chile, like this one, you can pick up Casa La Postel, Errázuriz, and definitely Montes Alpha.
Oh, yes.
Right. So, Merlot.
So this is the Emiliana Merlot.
Yeah.
I think this is available here, and I think it's pretty well priced. Yes, workhorse for sure. You can see the label here, guys. You know it. Perfect.
Yeah, simple Merlot. So it looks neat. Again, medium ruby, doesn't have much age on it. What is this, 2017, 2018? Yeah, not that much.
So it shows some evolution along the edges. Could be maybe a touch of oak perhaps, but in the, as you said, the word M moderate we'd shared, I think it will show through here. It's pleasant though. It smells really nice.
Definitely smells nice. Again, those luscious, sweet red fruits. Nothing complicated about it. But let's taste.
That's a really easy to drink wine. If there was a quaff quotient, it would be really high. It's light. There is a general tannic grip, but it's not too heavy, not too daunting.
Yeah.
It's slightly cool, and I like it like that.
Yeah.
Can go with food, but I don't mind a glass of this by itself as well.
Yeah, it's very juicy.
Very
that's
juicy,
what is so alluring about it. And that acidity brings in a little more liveliness to the wine. Again, as you said, very simple, easy. It's not something that wants your attention. You can be drinking this and doing 10 other things. It's not the wine which is the hero of the evening. So Merlot has quite a journey.
Yeah.
They can be pricey Bordeaux ones, to Super Tuscans, to some Californian ones, to cheap, basic, Chilean ones as well. That's what we are.
I mean, there's a whole philosophy here, and I think we can very easily sum it up by saying.
I know what you're going to say, so
you can't be so sure.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. It's a PJ.
It's a philosophy.
You want to do it?
Yeah. So guys, just like this grape, thoda Gilo, thoda Merlot. Cheers.